Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally reached the 14th hour of the Global Town Hall 2023. Thank you to everyone who has tuned in throughout the day. Now to close this year's event, I invite the co-host of the Global Town Hall 2023, co-founder and Chief Policy, Impact, and Government Relations Officer of Global Citizen, Michael Sheldrick.
Hello, global citizens and everyone around the world. I'm here in northern Portugal, and what an incredible last 15 hours it's been. I know I've been up since 3 a.m., and as I've been driving today, I've been listening to all of your incredible interactions. I got to moderate a fantastic panel on civil society earlier, and that's really important because we said from the outset, this month we'll see global summits from around the world. The G20, the Africa Climate Summit, the East Asia Summit, the ASEAN Summit. But you know what? The one that matters is this one, because this is the only one that is solely dedicated to civil society, your voice, but also saying we civil society need to have a say in decisions that impact people around the world. We've heard interesting discussions. We've heard about the fossil fuel treaty for non-proliferation. We've heard about efforts to not just suppress deforestation, but make sure those communities living in poverty that are so important to their preservation have a pathway out of poverty. We've heard about women and girls empowerment. We've heard about so many important issues. We've heard about protecting human rights defenders. And we've also had some incredible announcements. Earlier today, we announced the Global Citizen Youth Leader Prize. As a reminder, if you are between the ages of 18 and 30 and live in the ASEAN region, you could be eligible to receive this award. So please apply. Check out the QR code. Head to globalcitizen.org. We'll be sending an email to all participants. If you know someone who has made an impact on the Sustainable Development Goals in your region and aged between 18 and 30, make sure they apply for the Global Citizen Youth Leaders Award. Lastly, I just want to give a big shout out to the Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, to my good friend, Pak Dino, to Ruben Escalante as part of the Global Citizen team. This has been a true marathon. Dino was telling me earlier this week, the whole team has clocked collectively 46,000 hours. But you know what? The true measure isn't us all sitting here. It's not pulling it all together. It's about, can we turn the ideas we've heard about into action? Can we take the lessons we've heard, turn it into a playbook to influence change? I believe we can do it. I believe we are already doing it. Let's do it together. And for those of you in New York next month or tuning in around the world during the UN General Assembly, we will see you either remotely or in person at the Global Citizen Festival. Thank you, everyone. Thanks to everyone there in Jakarta, and thanks to everyone around the world. We're tuning out from Global Citizen, and we'll see you at next year's Global Town Hall.
Thank you, Mick. I now invite the founder and chairman of Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, Dr. Dino Patti Djalal.
Thank you, Cindy. We just heard a message from co-founder of Global Citizen, Michael Sheldrick, and I want to give a shout out to Mick, to Ruben, to Rick, Nicola, and all the others, and all our friends at Global Citizen, and to say thank you for your cooperation. I think this has been a long day, 15 hours, right, Cindy? And I think we were able to reach what we were aiming to do. We had about 11 sessions, 15 hours, and I was really impressed to see east, west, north, south meeting of minds. In every conversation, in every session, we had people who live far away from each other, but they were connected in conversations that were important mutually to all of them. And I thought it was particularly important that we put everyone on an equal basis. I remember, for example, there was a session where President and Nobel laureate Jose Ramos Horta joined a panel with activists, thinkers, and the others, and they all spoke together as equal in one panel. And there was another panel on women and girls where the foreign minister of Mongolia also did the same. And this is indeed the spirit and the intent of the Global Town Hall, to facilitate space for dialogue, to bridge perceptions and to facilitate an exchange of views. And I do hope that this is something that will benefit everybody. I think one lesson that we've learned from the team that were doing all these outreach to a lot of civil societies out there is that the majority of civil societies, I think, feel lonely. In most countries, civil society groups are not big. They are not very well connected to other civil society groups, both within and outside their country. And they're always looking for a place where they can voice their aspirations and ideas, right? So I think with this global town hall, we're only touching the tip of the iceberg, right? There are millions and millions of civil society groups in Asia, in Africa, in Latin America, in the Middle East, in Europe, in North America, in the Pacific, that really needs to have more conversations with another. And I think this is a very strategic point. Why do I say it's strategic? Because I do believe that in the world that we're facing now, where there is such growing rivalries between governments, between countries, and these rivalries may become more fragile in the coming future. And the one thing that keep it stable is if we have good relations among the civil societies. In other words, even if at the government level things are fragile and vulnerable, but so long as relations between the people, between the civil society groups are relatively strong, I think we have a better chance at ensuring a more durable peace between nations. So thank you very much for all those who took part in the Global Town Hall. I want to let you know that this has been, by way of numbers, a successful Global Town Hall. I'm informed that we have about 28,500 participants coming from 121 countries, right? So I think we should get a big hand because of that. And I've been told that there is no East-West, North-South dialogue like the one that we've had today, right? So I think we should be quite proud that all of us are coming together, despite our differences, to have this conversation. And out of these countries, I just want to, because for me it's mind-blowing, we live far away from these places, but they're joining us online. Yeah? We have participants from Afghanistan, from Papua New Guinea, from Sudan, where there's a conflict going on there, from Somalia, from Samoa, from Tanzania, from Guatemala, from Tunisia, from Iran, from Cuba, from Uruguay, from Kenya, from Senegal, from Costa Rica, Cameroon, Nicaragua, Bangladesh, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, and I can go on and on, but basically it's coming from all places in the world, 131 countries, east, west, north, south, coming together. And this is what it's all about. And I give you all our thanks on behalf of the big family of Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, and also Global Citizen, our good friends, our very dearest friends who have been working hard. As Mick said, we clocked 46,000 hours together to produce this Global Town Hall. Based on what? Based on idealism and the belief that the world can be a better place. Thank you very much, and see you next year. And by the way, we're having a small version, a mini Global Town Hall, where we're going to have discussions every week on a smaller format, smaller scale, but nonetheless keeping the north-south, east-west format and keeping the civil society groups dimension in it. Thank you. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dino. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of our 15-hour marathon discussion, the Global Town Hall 2023, This is Our World Too. We would like to thank all of the honorable speakers and distinguished discussants who spoke today, as well as everybody who participated and watched the discussions live from wherever they are in the world. It was an honor to be able to gather a total of 153 institutions from around the world and create this international virtual conference featuring world leaders, 100 speakers and discussants, and more than 28,500 registered participants coming from 131 countries worldwide. We hope this conference managed to voice out the aspirations and concerns of grassroots and civil societies around the world, and that this conference was able to capture the attention of those who are making policies at both national and multilateral levels. Ladies and gentlemen, the Global Town Hall 2023 is proudly supported by the delegation of the European Union in Indonesia, Global Citizen, and Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia. Thank you also to our media partners, Harian Rakyat Merdeka, Rakyat Merdeka Online, Kompas Gramedia, Kompas TV, Berita1.com, Business Indonesia, See Today, and Liputan6.com. We would also like to give a big thank you to all of our 153 partners of the Global Town Hall, consisting of 52 international think tanks, 42 universities, and 59 civil society organizations from around the world. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the Global Town Hall 2023 has officially come to a close. Stay connected with us at Global Town Hall on Instagram for more information about the upcoming Global Town Hall mini-series. Signing off from Jakarta, Indonesia, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and goodbye.